report by Zimbabwe human rights groups working in conjunction with the University of Cape Town says the country's election is no more than a ritual meant to legitimise Zanu PF's rule. Zimbabwe is heading for elections on the 23rd of August. eNCA's correspondent Pindai Dube reports.
According to Zimbabwe Human Rights NGO Forum, a coalition of 22 human rights organizations, Zimbabwe elections are just a smokescreen used by Zanu PF as a way to stay in power, while it unleashes violence to legitimize its role. This is in an article in the Journal of Democracy, Governance and Human Rights in Zimbabwe.
Elections producing the same outcomes which are not reflective of the will of the people, year in, year out. Human rights violations, right? Actual violence, actual intimidation. The graph of violence spikes every 5 years in Zimbabwe whenever we are having a poll, an election. Right, we have recorded arson, we have recorded torture, we have recorded murder. You know these stories. It's using elections to legitimate authoritarianism. It's using elections as a smokescreen. You then go and say, we have been given the mandate of the people. But in reality, we know that there is electoral theft.
Zanu PF has dismissed the article by the NGOs, saying the party has always condemned violence.
Like any other NGO that we have in Zimbabwe, they speak for their masters. There is no harassment that is currently taking place anywhere in the length and breadth of Zimbabwe. And we have not seen the harassment that they are talking about taking place, but we are surprised that the NGOs have taken it upon themselves to go out there and start again to speak against Zanu PF, to speak against the government and say that Zanu PF is harassing people.
Zimbabwe held its last elections in 2018. They were won by Zanu PF, with opposition parties disputing the results. Pindai Dube, Harare.